Recently, a judge in Minnesota ruled that 1, Robert was a public figure. 2, I am a journalist and I have a right to report on matters of public interest, and that I have journalistic privilege, which means that Robert can't use a lawsuit to try to glean my sources from, and I don't have to give up my sources in discovery because I'm a journalist.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Southern Mutton. If it is your first time here, thank you so much and welcome. So I wanted to do a very quick video on why it could be that Katie Joy Paulson absolutely feels she has been 100% deemed a journalist by the state of Minnesota. I don't know, maybe you guys can help me out here, but to me, Katie Joy Paulson taking this and running with it, and now refusing to provide pretty much any information in discovery requested by 7M, not just her sources, but pretty much everything 7M requested in discovery, Katie Joy Paulson is denying to provide. And this is absolutely beyond me. Oh, and Katie Joy Paulson has zero experience as a journalist. No credentials, no certifications, and no education. She has written blogs and has a YouTube channel. I'll do a video next on this new motion to compel that was filed by 7M last week regarding discovery, but I want to bring this up because I think it's super important. I want to know why Katie Joy Paulson absolutely, without a doubt, feels that she is, in fact, a journalist, and therefore she does not have to provide any information to the courts that she just doesn't want to offer. So here we go, guys. So, as a quick reminder, Katie Joy Paulson is being sued for defamation by 7M Films, Robert Shen, James Derrick, and Miranda Derrick. And this lawsuit came into play in April of 2022, and it has been pretty slow moving through the courts. Now, Katie Joy is steadfast that Robert Shen is in fact a cult leader and that James and Miranda Derrick are trapped inside of this cult unknowingly and unwillingly. But the things that she had to say about Robert Shen and both James and Miranda Derrick are pretty unbelievable, and those statements and her lives are included in some of my other videos on this channel. If you are new to Katie Joy Paulson and this lawsuit with 7M Films, feel free to check out any of the videos that I have on this channel and comment as well and ask me any questions you might have. As soon as Katie Joy Paulson was sued, she went straight to her social media letting everybody know that this was a frivolous lawsuit, which was a waste of the court's time. Therefore, she wasted no time and filed a motion to dismiss. That motion to dismiss was denied. Somehow Katie Joy Paulson forgets, but to me that seems to show that the courts did find that 7M and plaintiffs did have a solid case behind them for defamation. So therefore, this case was moving forward, and it moved pretty slowly through the courts, y'all. I think there were some issues within the courts as far as maybe staffing, scheduling, etc. But what happened was by the end of the year, there were 5 motions that this judge was to rule on. Those motions were heard in a hearing in November. Out of the 5 motions, the one that raised the most eyebrows was that 7M filed a motion for default judgment, stating that Katie Joy Paulson had yet to provide her answer. Katie Joy had filed a motion to compel, stating that 7M had not provided her with the discovery that she had requested. And in response to that, 7M filed a motion for protective order for discovery. Katie Joy Paulson stated in her motion to compel that 7M was not providing and had not provided any discovery that they had requested. In return, 7M filed a motion for protective order for discovery. Behind the scenes, they've been reaching out to courts to let them know they felt that Katie Joy Paulson would not be responsible with any information that she had requested, because she was requesting things such as medical records, employee records, tax records, financial information. And let's keep in mind, this employee information would provide Katie Joy Paulson with all of these ex-employees and current employees, all of their personal information. So within this motion for a protective order for discovery, 7M points out with evidence straight from Katie Joy Paulson's own social media that she cannot be trusted with information that has gone through the courts during a litigation, because she will just blast it all over social media. In addition to the motion for protective order for discovery, 7M filed a motion for injunctive relief, temporary injunctive relief, asking the courts that Katie Joy Paulson not be able to post anything regarding any of the plaintiffs or their affiliates while they are in litigation. After that hearing in November, it was very quiet for some time. I know a lot of people were anxious to see what the judge was going to rule. And then finally, on February 7th of 2023, there was a notice of filing of order. The judge had made a ruling on all 5 motions. 7M's motion for default judgment was denied. Katie Joy Paulson's motion to compel was denied. 7M's motion for protective order for discovery was granted in part. This provided 7M with the opportunity to deem certain information they were providing discovery as highly confidential or confidential, which would make some of the information attorney's eyes only. Therefore, Katie Joy Paulson could not see some of the information provided in discovery. I've said it from the beginning. I believe Katie Joy Paulson is strongly fighting this and stating that what 7M is presenting as highly confidential, I think she's fighting it. I think she wants to see all information, and I think that's part of the problem that's going on right now with discovery. But this video is about why Katie Joy Paulson feels she is a journalist. And this next motion, the motion that the judge ruled on, that was denied, was the motion for temporary injunctive relief. And I think, y'all, it is within this order that Katie Joy Paulson somehow interpreted the judge's words as saying Katie Joy Paulson is, in fact, a journalist. So let's take a look at where I personally think Katie Joy Paulson misconstrued some words. I could be wrong. And it could be that the judge was stating that she is a journalist, but in one of my videos I said, I think here she is stating that it is possible that Katie Joy Paulson is in fact a journalist, and if she is, that would be robbing her of her rights. If she granted this motion for temporary injunctive relief, that could be robbing her of her rights, her First Amendment rights, if in fact she is considered a journalist. But what I want to know is how Katie Joy Paulson took from this that she is in fact a journalist, which is awarded journalistic privilege. Therefore, she doesn't have to provide any information during discovery. And I'm pretty sure that's not how it works for true journalists. But here we are. Here's the portion where it was stated by the judge, and I'm so curious to hear what y'all think as well. In this matter, by the conduct and the nature of their business, plaintiffs are almost certainly public figures, which requires a heightened showing, that of actual malice, to prove a defamation claim. Furthermore, defendants are plausibly a journalistic outlet which enjoys a qualified privilege against defamation claims. Accordingly, the court finds that defendants have a reasonable and substantial defense on the merits. Yeah, y'all, this is pretty much what was stated in the entire order. There was another place where the judge said basically the same thing, and nowhere did she say, in fact, is a journalist. So here's my question. Is it because it's worded as defendants are plausibly a journalistic outlet which enjoys a qualified privilege? If it said, that they're plausibly, well, first of all, there's the word plausibly, but forget that, right? But plausibly a journalistic outlet that could enjoy qualified privilege or would enjoy a qualified privilege. Is it because the word is which enjoys that Katie Joy Paulson took it as affirmative? I don't know. For the life of me, I can't figure it out.
I have been targeted frequently by some people that I think are just like up to really not so good things. And so sometimes those people don't like me reporting on them. But one thing that we've been trying to prove to the court in all of these, because there's been a series of them, is that I'm a journalist and I should qualify what's called journalistic privilege in the state of Minnesota. And yesterday, a judge actually said that I was. So they said defendants are plausibly a journalistic outlet which enjoys a qualified privilege against defamation claims, basically meaning like I'm doing a job and I have a privilege to do my job. And you can't just sue me because I've done my job.
I can't figure out how Katie Joy thinks, period. So for me, I don't understand. I mean, I see how she could have taken this as a positive thing. Absolutely. But to take it and then go straight to social media and brag that the judge has just deemed her a journalist, it blows my mind, y'all. Keep in mind, this order was in February. And then the next thing that happened within the case was in May. There was a hearing. Now, in between that time, there was notice by the courts that there was a change in judge. So this new judge called a hearing in May to where they could all kind of get on the same page, double check with the scheduling order, what needs to be adjusted, etc. It was a very quick hearing. But within that hearing, Katie Joy Paulson's attorney stated, "We have not received any discovery from 7M. Now, at that time, which was like either May 17th or 18th, the deadline for discovery was May 31st. So at this hearing, she's stating, we've not received any discovery. Therefore, we are requesting a hearing for a motion to compel. We will be filing a motion to compel. So Katie Joy Paulson, directly after this hearing, goes straight to her social media and claims and makes a statement that they have won. They have won this case. Here's that post. I'm not going to read it in full, but feel free to pause and read in full if you wish. Basically, she's saying that Robert has not provided any meaningful discovery, meaning she's not getting what she wanted, and that Robert claims that she has damaged his business, but that all of his allegations are false, this is frivolous, and that when they attempted to get $1 million from her in a default judgment, she has to point out that it was denied. Okay. We all knew that the default judgment was more than likely going to be denied, but she always fails to mention that the protective order for discovery was granted in part. But anyway, this might be a separate post, doesn't really matter. It was around the same time. She's basically just saying that Robert Shin is abusing the protective order. He's not providing relevant discovery to her liking. And then she says, we have a motion to compel hearing in August. We got what we wanted. She has a hearing. The judge hasn't ruled on her motion to compel. And actually, in fact, as of this week, 7M filed their motion to compel. Katie Joy Paulson has yet to file their motion to compel. The video to follow this will be a breakdown of that motion to compel that 7M just filed this past week. And it's a doozy, y'all. I actually got some pretty good laughs out of it. I'll break it down. I'll break it down the best that I can and make it as quick as possible. But basically, you can tell that 7M is pretty frustrated that they even had to file a motion to compel in this case. But that's the name of the game, and I think Katie Joy Paulson is doing the best that she can to not provide any information, to see what she's able to get by with under the guise of being a journalist. But keep an eye out for that next video. That should be out soon. But in the meantime, I know we're all wondering why the heck Katie Joy Paulson actually believes she's a journalist. That's all for now on this one, y'all. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.